welcome to part 2. This part was going to be a little bit more technical, so I'm actually going to keep it as short as possible because the technical components, as much as they are needed, are typically what get people just overwhelmed, frustrated, they don't want to do it, and then they just never start. So I want you to walk away feeling like this is doable. It can actually be fun. And please remember, if you're wanting my help to get the behind the scenes technical stuff set up, I'm here to support you. Okay, so just let me know. So in our first training, we talked about what the essentials of Substack are in terms of growing your creative online garden. I shared with you how I went from $0 to $1,000 in revenue in 2 weeks, how we can start to think about clearing the weeds of your online garden space so that you can get over the hump and actually start your publication. So let's make this fun. But also, I want to use this analogy that we talked about in part 1 of thinking about this like a party that you were hosting at your home. So, for today, we're going to be talking specifically about a simple 4-step blueprint to getting your first subscribers. The first one is make the invitation. This is branding and design, which we'll get into in a little bit. The second is plan the event, which is where I refer to creating your welcome sequence for your new subscribers. The third is create your menu of offerings, which is simply having your payments all set up so that people have options when they subscribe. And lastly, you're going to send the invitations and get your first subscribers. So let's dive into the first one. You're going to have your online publication. So we need to create the invite. And with anything online, there is an importance that your invitation be cohesive visually, it's enticing, but keep it simple. Okay, because when it comes to branding and design, people can go down all kinds of rabbit holes. So I'm going to show you, for example, this person that I subscribe to. So they have a branded logo that refers to their business name. You can see that their photos are professional. You do not have to have that. But also the layout of her publication is visually appealing. And the cool thing is that Substack already has built-in templates. So all you have to do is just pick a template and you'll be able to get the layout that you want visually. But you'll see that there is a color scheme going on. So her buttons are a certain color that match the logo. The background is a certain color. It all gets woven in visually in a way that feels cohesive, it's inviting, it's warm. When I created my publication, The Break, I wanted a similar feel of warmth. I wanted it to feel cozy. So my color scheme referred to that. I also did not want to spend a lot of time on a logo, so I made mine very simple, black and white. I created this on Canva. But this is my online invitation. When people come here, they visually are intrigued, and that invites them to then want to click around and learn a little bit more. Okay, so the main things to cover here so that you don't get overwhelmed and get lost in the rabbit hole is creating your logo, okay, of whatever your publication name is going to be. It can be Kirk's Substack. It could be Musings by Ula. It could be anything you want, okay? Keep it simple, but you're going to want the logo. You're going to want to create a hero image for your emails, and then a little short description about what your publication is about, and then the color scheme. Okay, so we're going to do that all in a dashboard. When you click on the dashboard link, this is going to be the home page of your dashboard for your publication, where you're going to have a quick overview of how many subscribers you have, how many are paid, what your open rate is, how many people have viewed in the last 30 days, your revenue so far. So this is also a great place to nerd out when you link on any of these to get even more statistics. But for today, we're just going to go to settings. And this is where all the back-end stuff is at for your publication. So you're going to put in your publication name, a little short description that gives enough detail for people to know what your publication is about. And then site design is where you'll be able to click the customize link. And that is where you can start to do the branding, where you upload your logo. If you want a word mark, the word mark is this banner right here that I have in the middle of my page. You can pick the colors, the accent color or buttons, the fonts you can pick here. Pretty simple because they give you options there. And then the home page, this is where you can choose different layouts. So if I wanted a magazine layout, it changes it a little bit. If I wanted to have a feature layout, that would change the look. Okay, I have, I believe, magazine right now. So pretty simple. You can tinker around that, or if you want my help, just let me know. Okay, but that's it. That is you creating your invitation. So let's go on to step 2 of your 4-step blueprint to get your first subscribers, which is plan the event. This is your welcome sequence. And this is really important because once somebody subscribes, they're going to get an email sent to them from you that welcomes them to your publication. And this is the same thing as somebody knocking on your door to come to your party. How do you want to greet them? What are you going to take them to first? All of us, if we were hosting a party, would likely be there opening the door to greet them personally, and then would show them around the house. I want you to keep this metaphor in mind because that's exactly what you're going to do here. Okay, so you would go down to branding, and here is where you can create your welcome email to paid subscribers, your email to free subscribers. If you import your subscribers from a previous email list, you can send them an email, and also your founding subscribers. Each of these emails are really important, but I just want to cover a few elements that I would strongly recommend you include in your own emails. The first thing that I recommend is have a photo of you or a video of you saying hello. It's important that people have a face to this space that they're choosing to engage in. And even if they know you, that's okay, but you're going to be getting subscribers that don't know you. So this is a very warm welcome, just like you would open the door to your home and greet people personally. I included a picture of my sister and me because part of my story includes how we are co-hosting this home, Casa Candelaria. The second thing is then you go into your personal style of welcoming people. Because I'm a storyteller, I tell stories. So that's how I started my welcome email, is telling them a little quick story. And then the next part that I recommend that you do is tell them a quick recap of what they subscribed for. Your paid subscribers, your free subscribers, your founding members are all a little different. Okay, so your little blurb about what they're going to get out of it needs to reflect who the subscriber is. But all I did here was just remind them this is what you're getting out of subscribing. And then I put in links to some articles that they can dive into right away. I think this is really important because it's like bringing somebody to your home for a party, but then you say hello to them and then you leave them on their own and they don't know what to do next. Same thing here. You're going to say, hey, you're here, welcome. Here are some options for you. And that way they feel a little bit more comfortable knowing how to navigate this new space. For your free and your paid subscribers, I do encourage you to have a little blurb that goes over what they can get if they upgrade, and to include an upgrade link button in the email so that it's easy for them to review what the upgrade would include and maybe make a decision to upgrade right there and then. Okay, maybe they read one of your article links and they want to do that. The last thing I share is how they can spread the word on your behalf and actually get credit for it. So I do have a referral program set up, which you can do in the settings. Okay, so that is the main thing that I want to get across with your welcome emails is think about how you want to welcome people and then have that all built in so that the minute you get a new subscriber, that welcome email automatically goes out to them and it gives them a warm welcome from you. You remind them why they're there, and then you go over what the other payment options are so it's easy for them to refer back to it. And then you might want to include, hey, by the way, if you refer this to a friend, there's some perks for you. Other than that, you move on to step 3. This is where you create the menu of offerings. The two main things here is you want to have some posts ready to go. As I mentioned to you in part 1, I included a welcome article, which is here, welcome to the break, and that's public. I included another public post, and then I included a couple private posts so that I had a few options for my free subscribers and I had a few options for my paid subscribers to dive right in. And this is really cool because now you've got a menu of offerings for people. Also, you want to go turn on payments. This is really important because if you're going to tell people, hey, this is what you can look forward to when you upgrade, you got to have your payments in place. So you just go back to your settings, and here under subscription plans is where you will connect to Stripe. And then you go in and put in your specific amounts. So, as I mentioned to you in part one, I made this really simple. I did not overthink it. Also, if you do use a founding member tier, you can call this whatever you want. It does not have to be called founding members. I called mine Founders Circle because one of my founders used that name and I liked it. You could call it anything that goes with your publication. So if you decide to offer like a year-long mastermind, it could be mastermind group. So just know that this is customizable. The last step of your 4-step blueprint to getting your first subscribers is send out the invitations. This is where you now go and tell people about your brand new online garden. And as I shared with you in part one, the way that I did it was number one, I personally invited my inner nest first to subscribe. These are my closest people, my biggest champions. I let them know I'm doing this and I wanted them to witness me crossing this threshold. Second, tell 5 other people. These might be friends that you're in regular contact with, maybe family members. Share it with them through a personal invitation that can be just as simple as you guys are on the phone and you're like, oh, hey, by the way, guess what I just did? Would you like to check it out? And then send them the link. So you want about 10 people that you're going to personally invite through a conversation to your online publication. And that way, by the time you're getting ready to announce this publicly, you hopefully have some subscribers already there. And that was something that I thought was really cool because it made it feel like there were already people at the party. Next, you're going to invite everybody else. And if you have social media that you're actively using, this is where you would go to social media and you would announce that you have an online publication. Now, because social media is not very friendly to people leaving their platform to go to other platforms, I have seen people on Substack say that what they do on Instagram, for example, is say, hey, you guys, I have an online publication. Would love for you to go over there to read my latest article, or I just published a new article in my online magazine, or I have a new writing up. So there are ways that you can reference it without saying, I'm new on Substack. And that's something that I know I did. I was like, I have a Substack, go read it. But I didn't even think about the possibility that that might not get promoted as much by Instagram. So do what feels right for you guys. But these are some suggestions that I thought were pretty helpful. Once you tell everybody on social media, tell them again and again and again and again and again. One thing that I see happen regularly is people share something once, and if they get crickets, they don't share anymore. This is absolutely opposite of what you want to do because not everybody hears it the first time. Not everybody is in the space to receive it the first time. Not everybody understands it the first time. And so this is you getting committed to sharing something really fucking magnificent that you created through the energy of celebration and being proud of it. This is something that you've put energy and heart into. So it deserves to be shared over and over again. And so for myself, within the first, I think it was the first week, I had about 3 different Instagram announcements that I did around my publication. And then what I also did, if you have an email subscriber list, I sent an email out to my subscribers who I had not emailed in 2 years, and I announced my online publication, and more subscribers came in that way. Okay, so this step, really important. Get over yourself and keep promoting your new publication. And then lastly, write more articles, write your next post. Each time you write, not only are you giving yourself another chance to tell people about that new article, but you're also now able to share this within the Substack community. And this is a place where I am just now starting to announce myself is in Substack. So I'm going to take you there really quickly. Let's see how I get there. What I'm using to start to get to know the Substack community is notes. So on the home page of Substack, when you get in there, you'll see a thing that's called What's on Your Mind. This is the equivalent to like a Twitter feed or Facebook. You'll also see what everybody else is posting. And these are just little snippets of people's lives, maybe an inspiring message, a question. But as you'll see what this person did, they share their latest post here. So it's a great way for you to stay top of mind through notes by just getting out there and sharing whatever you want. And I really encourage you to play around with this. If you go to your personal profile, you will have a tab there. Okay, so this is your personal profile with your personal picture. This is your personal bio. And then below is your publication with your publication information. Okay, so you have a publication bio, in essence, you have a personal bio. Below here are your posts, and then there's a link called notes. And here you'll see my notes. At first, you might not get engagement, and that's okay. Play around and just see what feels good, what doesn't feel good, explore. Okay. This little thing here I want to show you really quick is what they refer to as a restack. So if somebody reads this and they like it and they forward it, that's what this is. So somebody liked this, they put this on their own Substack in essence. It showed up on their feed. Okay. So that's it, you guys. That is the essence of the technical stuff that I want to take you through because I just want you to see that it could be really simple. What I've laid out for you are the basics, the 4-step blueprint to getting your first subscribers. And this is where you're sowing the seeds to your online garden so that now you just need to keep the momentum going. And that momentum can go at whatever pace you want it to. What I'm finding is that as I get to know other people and I get to look at their Substacks, I'm getting ideas, I'm getting inspiration. And then I just keep writing because I do have my subscriber community that's forming together, and it's just gotten me in a groove of just constantly wanting to be in communication with them. So I hope this gets you inspired to get going so that you can start to get your first subscribers. In addition to part 2 of our training, I'm also including in my email a curated recommendation list of other Substack authors that I've enjoyed in terms of their content, in terms of helpful tips that they've given around starting your Substack publication, people that you might want to follow or even subscribe to. Remember, you can follow people and not subscribe. But hopefully these recommendations will whet your appetite for just the amazingness that I'm finding on Substack and keep you curiously exploring other authors and forming your own connections with people here. Remember, I'm here for you to support you, and I can't wait to see your own online publication start to blossom. Keep me posted so that I can follow along for the exciting journey. Bye-bye.